A scroll lost for centuries has been found in the sands of the Sinai Desert, and its revelations promise to shake the foundations of Christian history. Imagine a document that describes what Jesus really was like, with details that go far beyond traditional images. What does it reveal about your physical characteristics and personal traits? And why was this knowledge kept secret for so long? This surprising find is not just a historical curiosity, but a door to a truth that many would prefer to keep hidden. The detailed descriptions call into question the image we know and bring to light questions that can change our understanding of the central figure of Christianity. Why has Jesus' appearance always been shrouded in mystery? What interests were behind this cover-up? As we explore the implications of this discovery, we are invited to question everything we know. What else is hidden in the shadows of history? Get ready for an intriguing journey that challenges beliefs and reveals secrets that could change everything. The truth is closer than you think. The recently discovered parchment features a physical depiction of Jesus that deviates from what we often see in traditional works of art. While the best-known representations show him with fair skin, straight hair, and long strands, the text suggests a very different appearance. According to the document, Jesus had dark skin, a reflection of his origins in the Middle East region. This information may cause many people to reevaluate their mental and visual images of the Savior. The hair description is also intriguing. The parchment indicates that Jesus had curly hair, something that contrasts with the image of a man with long, straight hair, popularized by artists over the centuries. This difference is significant, as it helps us better understand the physical characteristics of someone who lived in a very specific cultural context, and who, without a doubt, had traits that reflected the diversity of his time. Furthermore, the stature of Jesus is also mentioned. The document suggests that he was of average height, something that once again challenges the idealized image that many have of him. This new perspective on his physical appearance can help people connect more deeply with the figure of Jesus, perceiving him as an ordinary man with characteristics that could be easily recognized by those who lived around him. These descriptions not only offer new insight into Jesus, but also raise questions about how art and culture have shaped perceptions of him throughout history. Artistic representations were, in many cases, more influenced by ideals of beauty and cultural norms than by historical reality. This leads us to reflect on the importance of understanding the historical roots of such iconic figures. This new physical description can encourage conversations about diversity and inclusion within the religious context. If Jesus, a central figure for billions of people, had characteristics that are closer to the reality of many, this could be an important step towards making more people feel represented and connected to his message. The scroll also offers valuable insights into Jesus' personal and behavioral traits, which go beyond his appearance. According to the document, Jesus was known for his gentle and approachable approach to teaching. He was not the type of teacher who imposed his ideas rigidly, but rather someone who sought to connect with his listeners, using parables and stories that resonated with people's everyday experiences. Furthermore, Jesus' social interactions were marked by empathy and understanding. The text highlights that he surrounded himself with people from different backgrounds and social classes, showing genuine respect for everyone. This characteristic is fundamental to understanding its message of love and inclusion, which transcends barriers and prejudices. He did not hesitate to sit at the table with those who were marginalized by society, such as tax collectors and prostitutes. The document also mentions Jesus' leadership characterized by humble service. He did not seek recognition or power, but rather to inspire people to become better. This servant approach is an aspect that many religious traditions try to emulate to this day. Rather than being an authoritarian leader, he saw himself as a guide who walked alongside his followers. These personality traits not only humanize Jesus, but also make him a role model. People are invited to reflect on how they can incorporate these qualities into their own lives, promoting empathy and inclusion in their daily interactions. The text suggests that these characteristics are as relevant today as they were 2,000 years ago. Ultimately, this new understanding of Jesus' behavior and personality can serve as a call to action for contemporary Christians. In a world so divided, the message of love, empathy, and inclusion he preached is more needed than ever. This legacy is an invitation for everyone to reflect on how they can practice these values in their own communities. The new description of Jesus found in the scroll brings to light a series of theological questions. The way we perceive the divinity and humanity of Christ can be profoundly affected. By offering a more human image with physical and behavioral characteristics that are closer to the daily lives of ordinary people at the time, this new vision can challenge the idea of a distant and inaccessible Jesus. The humanity of Christ, which has always been a topic of debate, takes on new contours, highlighting his connection with human beings. Furthermore, this new description may influence the way Christians relate to their faith. If Jesus is viewed more closely and realistically, this can lead to a more empathetic understanding of his mission and teachings. People may feel more comfortable identifying with it, making the religious experience more personal and less formal. This change can also generate a reflection on how divinity and humanity coexist in the figure of Christ. Another relevant aspect is the possibility of new interpretations of biblical passages. With a new perspective on who Jesus was, theologians can re-evaluate sacred texts in light of this information, bringing to light meanings that were previously unconsidered. This can enrich Christian theology, allowing for a more diverse and inclusive approach. However, this new vision may not be well received by everyone. There is a risk of resistance from groups that prefer the traditional representation of Jesus. This can generate heated debates within the Christian community, reflecting the tension between innovation and tradition in religious practices. This reinterpretation can open space for deeper interreligious dialogue. Understanding a Jesus who connects with human struggles and joys can be a starting point for conversations about empathy and compassion, values that transcend religious boundaries. The consequences of this new description of Jesus can be felt in artistic representations throughout history. Artists who have traditionally portrayed Jesus in an idealized way may be led to reconsider their works. The way Jesus is represented on canvas, sculptures, and other forms of art can take on new meaning, reflecting a more authentic and accessible image. This is not just limited to the fine arts. Cinema and literature may also be impacted. Filmmakers and writers can opt for narratives that approach Jesus' life in a more realistic way, exploring his interactions with society in more depth. This change could result in productions that more directly connect the audience to the character, making their stories more relevant and exciting. Furthermore, popular culture can be influenced in significant ways. The new depiction of Jesus could give rise to new songs, books, and even series that explore his life in a new light. This can enrich contemporary culture by encouraging a dialogue about the values Jesus represented and how they apply today. Representations of Jesus at festivals, celebrations, and rituals may also change. Religious groups may decide to change the way they celebrate the life and teachings of Jesus, integrating elements that reflect this new understanding. This can strengthen the connection between faith and culture, making religious practices more alive and dynamic. The new image of Jesus may encourage a reassessment of the role of art in religion. Art has always been a powerful means of communicating ideas and values, and this rediscovery could lead to a new era of creativity that honors the humanity of Christ, promoting empathy and compassion in a world that often lacks these values. The scroll that brings new information about Jesus has an intriguing story. It was discovered in a location that is not well known, but that had already been the target of other archaeological excavations. Experts have tried to date it, and this initial analysis suggests it may be much older than known documents. This raises questions about its authenticity and the veracity of the information it contains. The search for evidence to confirm the age of the parchment is intense, with researchers from various parts of the world involved. Furthermore, the context in which the scroll was found is fascinating. He was in a region that, historically, was a meeting point for different cultures and religions. This leads us to reflect on how ideas and narratives mixed in this environment. For example, The influence of philosophical and religious currents of the time may have shaped the way Jesus and his actions were perceived and recorded. Archaeologists are also investigating whether this scroll has links to other discoveries that occurred nearby. Often, old documents are found together, and this can help to better contextualize what is at stake. These connections can offer new perspectives on the life of Jesus and the impact he had on early Christians. However, the authenticity of the parchment is not accepted by everyone. There are skeptics who question the origin of the document and its integrity. They argue that without concrete evidence, it is difficult to accept that this new information could be true. This debate is healthy, as it encourages deeper research and discussions that enrich the understanding of Jesus. Parchment research is a constantly evolving field. As more data and analysis becomes available, conclusions may change. And this keeps expectations high, as the possibility of discovering the truth about the life of Jesus is something that fascinates both academics and the general public. The new information that emerges from the scroll could open doors for discussions about possible cover-ups in the story. Many narratives about Jesus have been constructed over the centuries, and the idea that some parts of his life may have been hidden is not something new, but now it is gaining new momentum. This perspective suggests that the way history was recorded may have been influenced by political and social factors of the time. Furthermore, the discovery could lead to a re-evaluation of the traditional sources we have about Jesus. Stories were often told in a way that favored certain institutions or ideologies. What the scroll reveals may conflict with these narratives, challenging what was believed to be true. This begs the question, which stories have been left out and why? In research after research, new interpretations of the life of Jesus emerge. Some theories suggest that, over time, certain characteristics or events were softened or even removed to align with a more palatable view of the Christ figure. This new information could therefore illuminate aspects of your life that have been intentionally downplayed or ignored. The idea of alternative narratives can also be explored. What if Jesus had lived experiences that don't fit the image we have of him today? The scroll can offer a more complex and multifaceted view, showing that the story of Jesus is richer than the simplified narratives we often hear. It challenges conventional understanding and invites us to consider the life of Jesus through new lenses. These discussions are not just academic, they have profound implications for faith and spirituality. By questioning what we know, we are forced to confront our own beliefs and consider the possibility that Jesus' story is more complicated than we think. This could lead to a revival of interest in their true messages and teachings, as well as enriching dialogue between different religious traditions. And so, as we unveil this incredible scroll, we are confronted with a new vision of Jesus. The image that many know may just be a construction over the centuries, shaped by beliefs and interpretations. But what does this document reveal? Jesus' physical characteristics, appearance, and even personal traits defy everything we thought we knew. What if everything we learn in church and history class is wrong? What else could have been hidden from us? These questions lead us to reflect on the truth behind such iconic figures. Imagine what the faith of millions would be like if this new image of Jesus became the norm. But it doesn't stop here. What else can these ancient texts reveal? Are there other lost documents that could change our understanding of the past? The answers may be hidden in unexpected places. Continue with us on this journey through hidden knowledge. And you, what do you think of this new perspective? Are you ready to question everything you've seen? Leave your opinion in the comments and subscribe so you don't miss the next revelations that will leave you breathless.